One thing you should know is that marriage does not succeed by experience alone. Experience, they say, is subjective. It does not succeed by experience alone. So it doesn't matter how long you've married. If you're married for 30 years, you still have new things to learn. Marriage is dynamic. Marriage is honorable. Marriage is sweet. And I said, if you have a good marriage, you are in a semi-heaven. Marriage is like a house. It must be built. You build it according to divine principle, according to biblical principle. You build it with God's own materials. You build it according to the pattern. If you want to have a successful marriage, you must build it according to God's original blueprint. You must build it according to God's principle. Now listen to this. You can write it if you like. Every successful marriage is the result of two people working diligently and skillfully to cultivate their love. Every successful marriage is the result of two people, husband and wife, working diligently and skillfully to cultivate their love. If you don't learn how to speak your spouse's language, there will be a problem. Number two, the secret of successful marriage is forgiveness. It's what? Talk to me. It's what? You are not talking. It's what? Forgiveness. Successful couples forgive themselves. They forgive. Listen very well. Listen. I have not found, and we're still searching, a family where two people stay together without quarreling. Where two people stay together without quarreling. I'm not talking about without fighting. No. There's a difference between fighting and quarreling. No. Am I talking to somebody here? Don't fight. Oh. But you're allowed to quarrel. Quarrel helps you to set boundary. When you quarrel, you know that this thing, if you do it to me, I will get angry. So I won't do it. Quarrel. But do not allow your quarrel to linger till tomorrow. Settle it. And do not report your spouse to your children or your parents or his own parents when you have quarrel. Instead, look for a marriage counselor or look for your pastor. Okay, I report my wife to my mother. I know I don't lose the case. I have already lost the case already. I tell you, because my wife walked herself into my mother, that she stole the heart of my mother. Me, I tried to get back again, the thing no agree. If I report my wife to my mother will say, you are at fault. I say, but you have not heard from her. You are at fault. Forgive. Jesus said, forgive them. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. But me, I say, forgive your husband, even if he knows what he's doing. Forgiveness is very important in successful marriage. But I see people in the church, for 2 weeks, they have not spoken to themselves. For 2 weeks, and they attend the same church. They have not spoken to themselves. They have not greeted themselves. Forgive. Stop bearing grudges. Don't have a diary where you write all the wrongs. You write all the offenses. Bible says offense must surely do what? Must surely come. Do I quarrel with my wife? Am I a spirit? Yes, I do. One pastor came to my house. He ran away from his, when I was staying in Lagos, he ran away from his wife and ran to my house. So we are trying to rehabilitate him, trying to take him through. His wife pursued him and he came. He stayed with me for 9 months. I tell you, for 9 months. eating my food, sleeping in my house for 9 months. Each time I will give him a dose of teaching. Each time I will give him a dose of teaching. So one day, he came very early in the morning and knocked at our door. So I came out. He said, Pastor. I said, sir, when I heard his voice, I was afraid if something attacked him in the night. So I came out. He said, sit down. I said, is there any problem? He said, please sit down. I sat down. He said, I want to ask you a question. I said, you can ask me a question, sir. Is there any problem? He said, no, I want to ask you a question. Do you quarrel with mommy at all? Very early in the morning. You are talking about quarrel. No, I am asking you, sir. Do you quarrel with mommy at all? Have you quarreled at all? And I shocked him. I told him that before you knocked at the door, we were quarreling. He was shocked. He said, what did he say? I said, we were quarreling in low tone. We didn't want you to hear it. When you knocked, we stopped quarreling. He said, is that so? I said, yes. He went to his room, packed his bag, and took his clothes, put them in the bag. What are you doing? He said, I'm going home. Where? I'm going to my wife. Let's go and quarrel and let's go and settle. He left. So my quarreling with my wife have healed another person's family. We quarrel. We disagree. Why? Because we are differently made. Each of us is unique. We see things, our worldview is different. We see things differently. We argue, but our children don't hear it. If we want to argue, we can. In fact, settle it. Come, let us go and argue. Lock the door. We argue, we settle. There is nothing that works wonders like forgiveness. Forgive him, even if he knows what he's doing. Forgive her. There is what we call AFS. AFS is Advanced Forgiveness System. If Jesus said offense must surely come, it's not that I'm expecting offense, but when it comes, I have already put in place AFS. Successful couple must learn how to forgive generously. And when you forgive, end it there. Do not refer to all the issues. One man came to a marriage counselor and said, please, I want you to help me, pray for me so that I'll forgive my wife. You see, in 1969, the woman did this, did that. And then I forgive her. And in 1972, he did it again. But that one, in fact, do you know in 1976, that was even the one when she did the worst. But do you know that in 1980, in fact, I have the diary here. I wrote everything down. And the marriage counselor asked him, please, sir, where is the wife? She has died. She has died. She has died. But what she did to me, I cannot forgive. You are forgiving a dead body. Person who have died and buried many years ago, you are still holding it. Who are you punishing? Talk to me. Who are you punishing? You bring money, give your wife, she cook good food, fine food, and you're hungry. And you say because you're angry, you will not eat the food. You enter like that in the night without eating. Hunger will wire you in the night. And if your wife is such a person that is not wicked but small somehow, she will eat, close the cupboard, and then if you are lying down together, she will get up and say, this food I cooked today is even the best I've ever cooked. Somebody shout hallelujah. Build marriage according to biblical principle. Build it according to God's original blueprint. Know that marriage is permanent. There is no holiday. Say, let me finish. Then we'll come back again later. No break. No. At the one man, one wife.